SuperSonics starting five. We'll have that for you right after this timeout.
Docking in 3, 2, 1. Contact. Thompson Damerow, what is your status, please? Copy that. Thompson, Damerow, Ford are now 1. Congratulations.
Here now the starting five for Seattle.
At forward, number 24, Don McLean. At center, number 0, Olden Polynice. At guard, number 20, Gary Payton. And at guard, number 33, Hersey Hawkins.
And who will Portland start tonight? We'll find out after this special message.
I'm Steve Jones with the Portland Trail Blazers. We're proud this season to bring you live closed captioning on Blazer Vision. Closed captioning not only benefits our deaf and hearing impaired friends, but also can be used as an educational aid to our children learning to read. As a committed partner with the SMART program, the Blazers encourage parents to turn on closed captioning in your house. Enjoy the game.
It's that time again. Portland, Seattle. The spotlights are on. The Blazer dancers taking their positions out onto the floor. The fans are on their feet. The Seattle SuperSonics and the Portland Trail Blazers for the final time this year in regular season play. And who will start for Portland tonight? They are at home tonight, tomorrow night against LA, but it's the Sonics right now.
Are you ready for your Portland Trail Blazers? At forward, 6'8" from Maryland, number 42, Walt the Wizard Williams. At forward, 6'9" from Xavier, number 44, Brian Grant. At Centras Ishlietova Venolika, Arvidas Sabonis. At guard, 6'6" from Ohio State, number 19, Jimmy Jackson. And at guard, 5'10" from Portland's Wilson High and Arizona, number 3, Damon Stoudemire.
Let the game begin, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it right where it is. Eddie and Steve with the call after this timeout.
In the Northwest, there's a story behind every Ford Oval.
Okay, so we're driving over Stevens Pass, and my daughter asks me,
Mommy, do cars have brains?
Right then, we hit a patch of snow, and my Explorer automatically switched into four-wheel drive. So I said, I think ours does, honey.
Financing.
Mommy, where do cars go to the bathroom?
For your story, see your Northwest Ford store.
And we welcome you back here to the Rose Garden. Delighted you could be with us tonight. Nothing like a big game, and this is a big game. Right now, Fred Meyer brings you Snappy's keys to tonight's game.
You know, you talk about the Sonics, you have to talk about Gary Payton. In every game that the Trailblazers have lost, this guy's been huge. When they beat them here earlier, they did a good job of keeping Payton under wraps for the first half. They've got to contain him. Rebounding is always a factor between these two teams. The game always becomes a physical one, so Portland's really got to be aggressive in attacking not only the loose ball, but they've also got to attack the rim. This team does not have a lot of shot blocking. Take advantage of your size. Don McLean starting up front. This guy is a perimeter player who likes to shoot.
Where are they in the Western Conference race? Well, they're down at the bottom fighting to get in. The Blazers are right up on top. And percentage points ahead of the Utah Jazz right now, as the Blazers Utah, followed by the Spurs, Houston, the top four, then the Lakers, Phoenix, Sacramento, Minnesota, and down at the bottom, Minnesota, Seattle deadlock. Only other teams in action in that group tonight, Phoenix at Minnesota. So this is an opportunity lineups.
A couple of changes. Walt Williams, after a terrific game in the starting lineup. Don McClain, we didn't see him the last time up there in Seattle. He's in the starting lineup. Ben Baker down with an injury.
In fact, Ben Baker joining Rashard Lewis and also Billy Owens on that injured list. And right away, Damon Stoudemire gets it too. Damon averaging just under 14 a game against the Seattle Sonics and a little over 12 a game against the league. And he's matched on Hawkins, and they're going to put the bigger man, and that would be J.R. Ryder on Gary Payton. 6'4", 6'4". Look at Damon fly all the way to the rack, try to get the ball to Grant. And on the turnover, here come the Seattle Sonics. Shrimp. Watch this fellow, McClain. His game is strictly offense. And on the tip, there's Polonese, and that is his game as well. Nothing designed to go through him. Strictly what's left over. And Big, probably number 2 in the NBA right now on offensive rebounding at just about 4 per game. They're tied at 2. Jimmy Jackson with a start. And on the turn banker, you got Brian Grant. So Jackson in the starting lineup. J.R. Ryder down, as Steve mentioned. 4-2 Blazers by a pair. Payton at 30 last night. And again, they go down deep, this time to Polonese.
They're always going to try to take advantage of Sabonis in the fact that he doesn't do a real good job of getting out, recovering. They make a nice feed inside. Collins has got 4. And in order to prevent that play, you got to have pressure on Payton.
Walt Williams starting. He'll match up against Don McClain. Big-time scorer. And that's Jimmy Jackson over Gary Payton. Now, this is a team that used to be known for their defense. This year, they're giving up over 95 points a game. That is not what you're used to seeing out of Seattle.
And they don't have the same components. I mean, even if they wanted to play the same system as Polonese, who's got all 6, turned Sabonis around, they don't have the same people to play the same kind of defense. They got a different coach with a different attitude. So, they've got to stop looking back, start looking forward, and see what they can deal for Paul Westphal.
Well, obviously, they're looking at doing something different with Polonese tonight as Damon gets another one. And on the miss, the leak out on the play. Hawkins ahead, Payton with the ball. There's Hawkins. They lead at 8-6.
And Grant Gamble thought he was going to be able to get to that ball. That left Stoudemire naked in almost a 3-on-1 situation. An easy deuce for Payton and Hawkins.
Jimmy Jackson, and they send Damon ahead. Walt Williams, he had a big-time night the other night, his season high in the win against Denver.
The Sonics played last night, and they had to put out a lot of energy to get the win. They had a big lead, but had held on to win it. And Portland's really got to be aggressive in attacking them the entire 48 minutes. Don't give them a chance to control the tempo of the game.
They beat Utah 90-85, had as much as a 24-point lead in that game, and then lost it and had to fight down the stretch. Put it away in the last 15 seconds. Grant, the clock still running, and then lost the ball out of bounds. Jackson's turnaround didn't get there. So here they come. Very quickly, trying to take advantage of the Blazers slow getting back. And on the missed shot by Hawkins, Blazers have it and they head the other way. Damon again on the pull-up. This time he drills a 2. Stoudemire's got 4, and it's 8-8, and we're all tied. Utah, San Antonio, Houston, and the Lakers all sitting around waiting to find out what happens with this game here tonight. To the top level of the Western Conference bracket. Blazers can go a full half game plus ahead of the Jazz with a win tonight. Polonese, he's feeling his oats now, and he's going to try it every time. He's got 6 points, and Sabonis has got 2 rebounds. And Waltman had one that went in and out. The quickness of Damon, and the rainbow. He's got 2. His quickness made that happen. Getting to the loose change, and it's 10-8 Blazers.
Well, that's what you want. You want to be able to react to any loose balls and be able to make something good happen.
Double with Sabonis giving help. Shrimp with a leap and lean. Usually pretty good from there. Arvidas on the toes. No, Polonese had it stripped inside by Jimmy Jackson. Arvidas got a hand in, and they get it back, and the clock has been rolling. And Arvidas got a hand on a ball that goes out of bounds with 13 seconds on the shot clock. 7:20 in the quarter.
Make no mistake about it, the Sonics want to make the playoffs. They have had a lot of negative things happen to them this season. Finishing strong would be a big positive for them as Shrimp misses.
Seattle and Minnesota trailing 7th place Sacramento by a half game. And 2 games ahead of number 10 out there, Golden State. Arvidas Sabonis. Sabonis with a big pair. 12-8, Blazers by 4. It'll come back to the Blazers. And we've heard that Minnesota is beating Phoenix in the 4th, so things could shake up at the bottom of the heat. All right, we're back. It's 12-8 Blazers, and tonight Pete Pranik is going to take us inside some numbers and talk about offense.
All right, guys, we talked on Monday about how the Blazers have improved their defense. They're the Pacific Division titleists, so that would improve their offense too, right? Of course. Let's take a look inside the numbers, and you see number 1, ball control on the part of the Blazers. They don't turn it over as often as they did last year. From the three-point line, they are much more effective thanks to Walt Williams and Greg Anthony. And from the foul line, very effective. And in fact, the Blazers have been above that 75% mark for the last 7 games in a row. That could be very key coming down the stretch and into the playoffs. You take a look at the points. This year and last year, not much difference. But here is a difference. Last year, that point total was 19th in the league. This year, the Blazers' point total is good for 4th in the league. So the rest of the league's backed up. The Blazers keep on trucking right on into the 1999 NBA playoffs.
Hope you're
guys.
right. All right, thank you, Pete. 12-8 Blazers lead this one. And rolling on here in the first quarter, hopefully. And right now, we'll remind you the tickets are on sale for Tuesday's game against the San Antonio Spurs at the Rose Garden. The first 5,000 fans entering the north to south entrance of the Rose Garden will receive a Damon Stoudemire Blazers Buddy doll. Tickets on sale at the Rose Quarter ticket office and at all Ticketmaster locations. Service charges apply at Ticketmaster. That'll be some game. Blazers coming off a 3-game road trip starting tomorrow night. L.A., San Antonio, and Denver. Steve, not an easy road for the Blazers, but you got to win these kind of games to get yourself ready for this kind of a playoff up ahead.
It's a good schedule as we take a look at Gary Grant sitting on the bench, hoping for a chance to get in and get the coaches to remember who he is and what he can do. They've made a substitution, Dale Ellis in the ball game, but when you're playing and you're playing well, you're not concerned about the schedule. You take them all. When you're struggling, you look at the schedule and you start saying, we need a break. So Portland in a pretty good groove right now. Walt Williams looking for a deep shot, won't go.
Try to make it an 8-0 run. And on the attempted save by Dale Ellis, who just came in, it's out of bounds back to the Blazers. Dale Ellis, who's been around a long time, 16 years, 6'7", from the University of Tennessee, last year's 3-point field goal champion in the NBA. And he is a guy that can put him up there with regularity outside the arc. Well, you got to be aware of him. Inside Sabonis, baby hook. And Sabonis gives the Blazers their biggest lead. It's 14-8 and Arvidas with 4. As Ellis fires from outside. And the rebound comes off to the Blazers. Damon off the screen by Grant. Damon taking a lot of shots early.
Well, he's got an aggressive attitude, and what he's trying to do is make sure that the Sonics have to defend him. They're going to have to be back. He's looking for early offense. That one didn't go.
Untapped Shrimp. Don McClain. He's trouble. He's 6'10". He has not played in any of the previous 3 games, of which they have won 2. And he is only out there because of Vin Baker's injury. And he has played extremely well here the last week.
Well, the one thing that McClain can do is score the ball. And if they've been concerned about having people that can score, they missed the boat on having him down all season long. Walt Williams can't find the mark so far on the deep shot. Ball in and out, and Grant knocked it out of bounds.
As Grant tried to repost, and now we've got a conflict in the calls by 2 officials, and I believe this should go back to Portland. Now they're going to give it to Seattle. The officials working this game tonight: Hugh Evans, Derek Stafford, and Rodney Mott. Blazers right now shooting at, 50%. Payton tried to go inside to Shrimp and knocked away on the poke check by Brian Grant. This is a team that shoots 44%, just like the Blazers, both at 44.
This is a bad matchup of Stoudemire against Payton. They're going to try to stay away from this as much as they can, inside and out. Shrimp measures a three and gets it.
A Perot, in and out and in. 14-13. So right away, you give up the lead, but you hold on to a one-pointer. It's slim. The big lead is what I meant to say there. Stoudemire, Damon, Sabonis, down deep into the well. They go to Brian Grant. Nice place. He backs down, and with his back to the hoop, laid it up and in. He's got 4. Damon rubbed off a high screen by Olden Polynice. And an offensive foul on Polynice that came up and shook a couple cavities, loosening Damon Stoudemire's teeth.
Stoudemire's telling Sabonis, look, tell me that the guy is there, and I can make sure that I don't get wrapped like that. That's the one thing that the big people love to do. They love to nail little guards when they're not looking.
That's what you do to me all the time.
You're not a little guard.
you had me in the game the last game. Now you got me out of there. That's Damon.
No, I didn't have you in. I said if they continue to play, maybe the coach would give you a uniform. And once again, I guess the team didn't want you in.
Deadlift Shrimp on the miss. Damon with an excellent hustle effort. Almost had it on the breakaway. And on the miss by Shrimp, the Blazers lead by 5, 18-13. 4:14 to play in the first quarter. Another big crowd here tonight, and they are ready for it for sure. Payton backing down Damon. He's 6'4". McClain, good shooter. Not this time. Shrimp knocks it to Arvidas.
And Mr. Wide Open Walt Williams, as they look back instead of looking ahead. Whenever you get a rebound, always look to see if you got a player open. An easy chance to score. Walt Williams was naked at the other end of the floor. 12 on the shot clock.
Damon, wrap around. Arvidas back to an open wall. There he is. He's got it. That's a 3-ball. And his first 3 on 4 tries tonight. It's 21-13. Biggest lead by the Blazers. An 8-pointer. Ellis gets him back. He made it 2. So Dale Ellis, who was a tough one, and back goes Walt on that little pin down. Missed the opportunity. Brian Grant with another rebound. Grant's off to a good start. 3 boards. Damon, open, shooter.
What you want to do against the Sonics is move the ball, cut to the basket. This is a team that's a little tired from last night. You can tell that they're not reacting to the long rebound. You move ball, move people, you're going to get high percentage shots. Sabonis inside.
Oh, beautiful stuff by Arvidas. The up and under and the reverse. Willie Moscone would have been proud. 23-15 Blazers. Timeout. Back. Shabbos has got his fans here tonight, and that's worth another look.
Anytime you can move the ball and get a deep post position player a chance on the move against the defense, good things are going to happen. And you can see Polynice didn't know which way to try to take something away from Sabonis, end up paying the price. It'll be a chance for a 3-point play, but Sabonis pretty active tonight as well against the defense of the Sonics.
Polynice and Sabonis have had some pretty good go-rounds. You get the idea that Holden doesn't like the big guy, and he's had his shots at him. They've had some pretty good matchups, and so it's going to be an interesting one to watch here tonight. The Blazers do rock, don't they? Dr. Tom Reese there with this big smile on his face, one of the Blazers team physicians. And lovely wife, Jerry. And we have a final, Steve. Minnesota has beaten the Suns. So that means that the Suns now are 24-22, and Minnesota goes to 500 at 23-23. And 6, 7, 8 are all getting packed in pretty close down there at the bottom of the Western Conference.
When tainted start, a lot of teams in it, a lot of excitement, and this will go right down to the final day of the season.
Well, you want to buy your tickets now for upcoming events at the Rose Quarter. Listen to this. Elton John comes to the Garden on May 25. Then it's Paul Simon and Bob Dylan right here at the Garden on June 12. A couple of superstars right there. And finally, Champions on Ice at the Garden on June 18. Lots of big names coming right here to Portland and the Rose Garden. Call for tickets and information, 224-4400. 23-15, Blazers with a nice lead, and Arvidas with 6.
Sabonis has had a tough time in the past playing against the Sonics. You know, foul problems have been the story for him. He's been able to avoid them. He's been aggressive in attacking the defense of the Sonics. Stepanya in the ball game now. Don McClain out. Rasheed Wallace in the ball game. Brian Grant out.
Rasheed brings in a 13-point per game average. Stepanya coming in 4.6. Well, we will remember the last time he came to Portland, where he made several shots in a row right at the outset of the game. And the big man's got 7. 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and the Blazers have their biggest lead, 24-15. First quarter action, Payton on the back down. They have got Arvidas coming over to help with Damon on Payton. Back to Ellis, tough shot.
Now remember, in the game that the Trailblazers won here, Payton was very quiet through the first half. Basically looked to get everybody else involved. He's doing that right now. But in order for them to beat Portland, he's going to have to be aggressive and assertive at the offensive end.
He's going to have to do what he did last night, and that has have a big night. He had 30 against the Jazz, averaging over 26 against Portland. Jackson from Damon. Over the back, and it'll come back to Seattle. I mean, one of the big differences in Seattle's efforts this year, like Dunleavy looking pretty sharp there tonight, is the fact that a year ago they were 26-15 on the road. Steve, this year they're 7-16, finding it tough away from home.
2 minutes left in the quarter.
Payton.
Shot clock at 7. Payton on his own.
And Arvidas taps the ball. No, it's Stepanya. He touches it and out of bounds it goes. The big man. This kid here is showing some signs. He's 7 feet, 235 pounds. Looked very aggressive the last time these two teams got together when he started that game. Hit his first 4 shots in that game, if I recall. Ended up with 5 of 11 for the night.
Sabonis asked for it back, and he wasn't ready to score it the first time. Wild shot this time.
They average almost 42 rebounds a game. The Blazers almost 45. Shrimp back to Ellis. Trouble. They do that every time. 24-20. Blazers with a lead, and a 7-point game for Ellis off the bench. Number 1 all-time 3-point percentage, field goal percentage leader in the NBA coming into this season. Ellis showing you why. Jimmy Jackson. And deflected out here to Payton. Got a career season going in points, rebounds, and assists. Hard to believe he could better what he's had in the past, but he's got an even better one going this year. That Shrimp in the open turnaround.
Sonics put a couple of possessions together where they make shots. Detlef Shrimp has got 5, and it is a 2-point ball game.
And we have less than a half a minute to play here in the first half. In this field goal shooting, both teams are about even, 48 and 46%. Portland with a slight edge.
Got a mismatch here. Wallace with Payton on him. They come back, make a steal on the double team.
Up they come with 12 seconds inside Payton. Payton got hung in the air and almost coughed it up. 4 seconds remaining. And the Blazers will hang on here and get a lead at the end of 1. That's count if it goes, and it did not. So at the end of 1, the Blazers with a nice 2-point lead. A very active first quarter, 24-22.
What did your money do today? Is it making things happen like the big man in this game? Bank of America. Put your money in motion.
When you're the beer man, playing in pain comes with the territory. But a few nagging injuries won't stop me from delivering cold Coors Light.
Hey, beer man.
The 95 is what the doctor called pop-top finger. But I kept cracking open that Rocky Mountain refreshment. 96 was a wicked case of beer elbow. But the fans wanted a frost-brewed beer, and they got it. Knock the beer man out of the game? Well, that would take something really serious. Coors Light? Yeah, you want it. Coors Light!
There's a sale going on at Fred Meyer that's sure to tickle your baby's fancy. And oh, baby, what a sale. There's baby clothing, blankets, car seats, toys, everything your little one needs, all at terrific prices. Make no mistake, if you miss this sale, someone's really going to be disappointed. You'll find it at Fred Meyer.
Look, you need another reason to get out of the kitchen and into a Godfather's Pizza? Well, how about a free dessert pizza when you order up my Doubles Deal family meal? You get a medium specialty pizza, a medium one-topping pizza of your choice, and right now I'm also tossing in a free dessert pizza. No, accolades ain't necessary.
For a limited time, get a free small dessert pizza when you buy a Doubles Deal family meal for just $15.99, only at Godfather's Pizza.
Pizza, the way pizza was meant to be.
Do it.
Did you start a business today? What if you did? How can Bank of America help you succeed? Bank of America, put your future in motion.
You are watching BlazeVision one more time. From the ocean to the prairies, from the north to the south, BlazeVision is everywhere. Another typical Portland-Seattle game, and the Blazers have that 2-point lead. Their biggest lead was by 9, but the Sonics made that comeback. Don't go away, folks. There's a lot left. Guys.
All right, Bill, Blazers 46%, Sonics 44%, and with Minnesota having won the game against Phoenix, now it's incumbent upon the Seattle club to try and win. Otherwise, they'll drop out of that 8th spot where they're tied right now. Ryder in the game, Walt Williams, Greg Anthony to start the second with Rasheed Wallace and R.B. Sabonis. Don McClain, 6'10", Peyton 6'4", Stepanya 7 feet, Dale Ellis at 6'7", and Olden Polynice, who's a 7-footer. There's Ellis again with that hummingbird quickness. He's a catch-and-shoot guy, and they have a 1-point lead, and there are a lot of Sonic fans here in the crowd tonight.
Well, though, one way to keep the Sonic fans quiet, move the ball, move people. Portland got a lead and then decided to take some tough shots. They come back to Sabonis. That one won't stay.
This is a 10-0 run going back to the first quarter by Seattle. Stepanya, Peyton. And Arvydas thought he broke it up, but Stepanya's got it and lays it in. A 12-0 run by the Seattle SuperSonics. (27-24) Seattle.
What it tells you, attacking their opponent. The Trailblazers suddenly can't buy a basket. Sonics get hot, and they control the flow of the game.
Wallace has got Stepanya. Anthony will have to stay at home, and Peyton will hit a 3. It's a 15-0 run. And it's suddenly 30-24 Seattle.
What you'd like to see is pressure on the ball, particularly against Peyton. Make him pick the ball up higher, not allow them to get set. Elliso and McClain, they'll both be looking to score the ball. Sabonis with a block, they say no.
Look good. So Arvydas will send McClain to the line. Seattle 22-23 coming in, and at the bottom of the bracket in the Western Conference playoff picture.
If McClain has the ball at the offensive end of the floor, he's going to be doing one thing, trying to find a way to get it up and down. Sabonis out of the ball game, Jermaine O'Neal in.
Jermaine, who gave that sore ankle with those bone spur problems a pretty good test the other night, says he's going to hang on through the playoffs and see what he can do afterwards, and McClain missing on the first. McClain is a 67% foul shooter. Always amazing to me how some people who are scorers sometimes are not good free throw shooters. That's because they have ways of creating shots, and at the foul line, that stationary sometimes throws them. There's a nice little finger roll in deep. Rasheed Wallace He's got his first two, and the Blazers within 3, 31-28. Seattle.
Of all of the plays that the Trailblazers run, I think those are the kind that are...
Right to Anthony. On the lob, trying to go to Walt. And McLean gets a hand in it, and they say it was touched last by Portland. So it'll come back to Seattle. It's 31-28. Sonics.
What do the world's greatest snowboarders drink? The same thing as the not-so-great ones.
All my life, I wanted to be the Korean Nolan Ryan. Now, I want to be the Korean Big Mac.
Playoff tickets for games 1 and 2 of the first round are on sale now at the Rose Quarter Ticket Office and at all Ticketmaster locations. Service charges apply at Ticketmaster. You don't want to miss one this year. Blazers building up a head of steam, trying to go into the playoffs. And so for that reason, every one of these games important. And right now, Seattle's bench doing something that's been done very rarely to the Blazers bench, and that is hold an edge on them 12-2.
Now they went to Dale Ellis early, and Ellis got more. 7 in the first, 3 here in the second. That's 10 points. So they've gotten to production that Paul Westphal was looking for and will need to win this ball game.
Stepania will come to the floor with John Crowley for the first time, former Blazer. Waved here, picked up by the Sonics. About 5 weeks ago or so.
Well, one thing since Crotty's been waived and been in a Sonic uniform, he's been an aggressive, attacking player, something that he hasn't always been throughout his career. And it's boded well to hurt Portland up there in Seattle.
Makes a nice move to go around Anthony, and he's called for a foul. So Anthony gets the foul. Crotty kind of dropping a hip and going around him. And Crotty has been very aggressive shooting the ball also, and shooting with a pretty high percentage. Well, there they are inbounding. Anthony's got one. Blazers have one. Blazers have two. Get that straight. They have none. And Jermaine on the miss by Stepania's got it. Greg Anthony. Inside Rashid on Payton. Here's your mismatch. Rejected there by Stepania. Nice ball fake by Stacey Augmon and fouled on the play.
Now, Wallace is right. He should be looking at the official with a little bit of an incredulous look on his face. A nice wheel against Payton. Got hammered pretty good by Stepania. No call, but there was Stacey Augmon to clean up, and he gets the foul and will go to the line.
So Augmon moves to the line.
Now, this is a test for Rasheed Wallace. There's been a couple of plays that he hasn't liked. Does he stay focused and now doesn't turn his attention in the direction of the officials? Stepania out of the ball game, Detlef Shrimp in.
A couple of free throws and makes it a 1-point ball game. Jelani McCoy, the kid from UCLA. 6'10", 237. They've got big. Blazers try and defend as they interchange on the brace. Payton with an up and down, did not come off the floor. And there's that scoop hook coming to the middle. And Gary Payton has got 5. Boy, he's good. Leads the Sonics in 5 statistical categories. Also number 1 in the NBA in technicals, in case you were interested. Got 19 of those. Anthony.
Again, they get a mismatch and a switch. Rasheed Wallace has Payton on his hip. They can't get the ball. Augmon scores.
Tough. Leaning into the defender. Tried to draw contact to get a foul out of it. Did not. Made the 2. He's got 4. And it's 33-32 Seattle. Crotty. High screen by McCoy. No pick and roll. John can't get it. Falls down, but does get it to Gary Payton.
What you want from Payton is to try to keep him out on the perimeter. He's very good, slipping and sliding when he's driving the ball to the basket. They leave it for McCoy, fouled from the rear.
Looked like Jermaine may have gotten a piece of him. The Blazers trying to rotate over to the open man and couldn't get back to the trailer on the play.
Now they slide the ball inside on the cut, and it's Stacey Augmon that gets a piece of him from the front. So it will be his first foul, and McCoy on the line for the first time tonight.
70? Well, let's make sure we got that one right. 50%. Jelani McCoy. Paul Westphal, who is the winningest rookie coach in the NBA annals, as the coach of the Phoenix Suns. And then let go early on in the season a couple years back. McCoy makes the second, so true to the money with his 50% completion percentage. McCoy and McClain with guaranteed contracts on this club, so we're getting a good look at McCoy, who they say has come along nicely this season.
Trying to get the ball to Ryder against the defense of Dale Ellis. And one thing you want to do is attack them, but you don't want to hold the ball in doing so. Augmon, 6 1/4.
Stacey Augmon continues to give the Blazers a bone. They sink off of him and defend other people. Good defense by Portland. Here it comes. Excellent defensive rotation. Augmon, Ryder, O'Neal, good as a pass. Jam it home. Ryder airmailed the hoop, but O'Neal picked it up in the Blazers' 2-point lead. 36-34. Payton. Here's Greg Anthony on the push. Trailing on the play. Augmon down Broadway. They have got it. And that is McCoy. And now they come down with an advantage. And that is Cloudy, and the follow by Jelani McCoy. Showing some game, which he did not show while he was at UCLA, except for some sporadic showings. Not always consistently a performer. Beautiful move. Rasheed Wallace. He's got 4. Blazers by 2. Have led by as many as 9. 38-36.
Westphal does not want this kind of game. He calls a timeout.
So timeout charge to Seattle. 38 for the Blazers and 36 for the Sonics. We're back with a 2-point lead for Portland, and Ann Schatz is out there somewhere doing her thing.
Thanks very much, Eddie. Obviously, Jermaine O'Neal is playing tonight and getting off to a pretty good start, which officially means he is going day-to-day at ankle with the bone spur sooner or later. But I talked to Jermaine the other night, and he said he wants to play out this season. He'll go day-to-day, game-to-game, but right now his hope is to play out this season because he knows this has been such a very special effort and a very special team. He obviously wants to be a part of it. Now, without a doubt, the fact of the matter is his 3-year rookie contract is up July 1, and he wants to put on a good showing for the Blazers and other interested teams. But I think his heart is in the right place. He just wants to play well and play often for these guys to see how far they can go with him along. Fellas?
Well, Vin Baker, of course, on the Seattle side, a similar situation with a deep knee bruise, and he is out of action waiting to try and get it back before the end of the season. All right, tickets on sale now for next Tuesday's Blazers-Spurs game at the Rose Garden. The first 5,000 fans entering the north or south entrance of the Garden will receive a Damon Stoudemire Blazers Buddy doll. Tickets on sale at the Rose Quarter Ticket Office and at all Ticketmaster locations. Service charges apply at Ticketmaster. So far here in 3-point shooting for the game, the Blazers 1 of 6. The Sonics are 4 for 9. And that's an area that the Blazers would hope that they could match because they're actually a better 3-point shooting team for the season than is Seattle. So far tonight, the Sonics have been better in a lot of that. Dale Ellis. Steve, this is a team, as we recall, started out 6-0 and have gone 16-23 since that time. What's been the problem?
Well, that's the question that they'd like to know, but I would say it falls in 2 areas. They don't have an identity. They don't play injury problem. And the teams that have been able to be successful are the ones that have played through it.
Brian Grant back in the Blazers lineup. He'll defend on Olden Polynice. You got Rasheed Wallace on Shrimp, and you've got Augman playing 6'10" Don McClain. There's the back cut for McClain, and they shove.
Offensive foul, McClain.
Yeah, it looked like he shoved Augman into the screener to try and get that back cut underway, and Paul Westphal saying, what do you mean? How does that happen? Didn't look that way to me, and I got a pretty good look at it over there right in front of the action, says Westphal, or something like that. Greg Anthony against John Crotty. Had a fake, and John in that wide base defensive position holds his ground. Ryder, in and out, followed by Rasheed Wallace. 40-36. First half, and second chance points are looking good for Portland right now.
Well, every time Portland moved the ball, made a cut, something good has happened for them. Near steal by Wallace.
Well, wild out there right now. Roddy, whose family's still here in Portland, gets the foul.
Nobody does it better than Anthony, though. As soon as he gets a little bit of contact, it's a tremendous collision, and he gets a whistle in his favor this time. Out of the ball game, Stoudemire in.
So Anthony should feel right at home in Hollywood tomorrow night as the Blazers play the Lakers on our Blazers television network, and that's a three for J.R. Ryder. Ryder with a three ball. 43-36. 7-point.
Portland's done a better job defensively. He's keeping pressure on the ball. They haven't allowed it to move as easily, and they've been coming out of the backcourt with a little bit more of mean intentions in that they're trying to run the ball and score quickly as they did at the start of the ball game.
Stoudemire in running the point. Anthony on the bench. Augman down on the base on Crotty. Had the mismatch. He's doubled from the top with Shrimp. Great pass. Oh, what a terrific pass by Ryder. Rasheed trying to fight to stay with it and finally lost it. Man, what a pass by Ryder. There's McClain. And the runner is off, and the Blazers have it. And then throw it away.
Try, you can live with that because the idea is the right one. You get the rebound, you look to push it long, just a little bit over the outstretched hands of Damon Stoudemire. You're going to make the Sonics expend a lot of energy in trying to get back. They take a 20-second timeout. Portland.
20 time by the Blazers. As you know, each team gets one per half. And the Blazers have used theirs, and while they do that, we'll tell you that you can collect the limited edition Godfather's Pizza Damon Stoudemire Cup 3 with a purchase of a 32-ounce soft drink. Available only at Godfather's Pizza locations while the supplies last. 43-36, the Blazers. Paul Westphal was a nice player when he was in the NBA, and now a coach, had some success in Phoenix. Trying to do it all over again here with the Seattle SuperSonics. Shrimp to inbound the ball. They'll get a full clock at 24. Give it to Gary Payton. Seems like he's all league every year. All league, all-star team. Team USA. He's been terrific. That's McClain. McClain. Hard off the sideline. And Augman brings it up in a crouch. Stoudemire and Ryder. Triangle on the left side. Now breaks down, goes to the two-man side, and there's Grant in the boulevard. He's got a pair. Down deep goes Gary Grant, or Brian Grant. There's two Grants on this team now. Got to separate them. One's a guard and one's a forward. 45-36, again a 9-point ball game. Blazers. Payton. And Grant with a rebound. Brian Grant. He's got 5. Ryder on the right side. Damon backs up and lets the rest of the crowd come down. Directs a little traffic and then takes the shot. He's got it. He's got 12. Damon very confident with his shot. And the Blazers have their big lead. That's an 11-point lead. And we've been told that that's 10 points for Damon Stoudemire. Baby Stats made a mistake. Doesn't happen very often. 47-39, Blazers on top.
Ellis quieted all that with a 3-point field goal, so he's got a sizzle tonight.
Blazers with a lead, 2.5 to play in the half. Bill Schonley, where are you?
Well, I'm out here, but I'm waiting for a cameraman. And here he is, folks. It is jacket night tonight. No, it's not Nanook of the North, but I want to give this jacket away courtesy of Coors Beer. So this is what you do, folks. You got to stay tuned at halftime. Don't turn that dial at halftime for your chance to win this Blazer jacket. Now, it's a wintertime jacket, as you can see. Very warm right now, but it'll be great for you. Now, as soon as you see the Coors Light sign in the lower left-hand corner of your screen at halftime, you call this number, 1-800-695-1190. The caller number that we are looking for will be determined by the number of first half points by the Blazers' leading scorer. So watch, stay tuned, halftime, watch for the logo, call 1-800-695-1190, and you might be the winner of this jacket. Not bad, eh? What do you say, guys?
Not bad, Sean. Did you come with that jacket?
No.
Coors Light, what's on tap? Test your three-point shooting skills on the floor of the Rose Garden this Monday, May 3rd from 6 to 10 p.m. Entry fee is $20. You'll receive a ticket to the Blazers Spurs game on May 4th, plus a $3 Blazer buck good toward food at the Garden. Winners qualify to shoot at halftime of a Blazers game. That's what's on tap. Blazers have got the tap open right now, shooting 59% from the floor. Sonics 43%.
One thing the Trailblazers have done since the Sonics got the lead, they've increased their intensive pressure and intensity. They've contested most of the shots. Most of them come from the perimeter. The results are that they've been getting misses. They've been able to control the board. They're running it back the other way, and they got the Sonics on their heel right now. And I'm sure that Paul Westphal is telling his guys, we got to make that extra pass. We got to cut harder and quicker to the basket.
With Greg Anthony. League tapped him for 10.
They could have tapped him for more.
Ogden. Beautiful move, Stacey Ogden. May I take 2 giant steps? I'll take 3 and then throw it home. Yeah, conduct detrimental, not becoming to a man of his stature. $10,000 fine, Larry Miller. Blazers 49-39 by 10.
Well, in this situation, I think what Portland needs to do, and most teams should do this, is make Payton become the primary scorer. Make him score it every time he goes into the post. Like Mark Jackson, what he's looking to do is make the defense react, get somebody else involved. He gets a cutting down McClain coming to the rim. And if you keep those guys out of the game, make him score every time, you've got the Sonics and Payton under control.
McClain, and he's good on the first. This fellow was ready to give up his career. Not Brian Grant, but Don McClain, the man at the line. Grant with a foul. He's got 1. The Blazers have 4. Sonics have 2 in the quarter, and McClain has 2. Up until about a month ago, he was talking seriously about packing it in. It's not like he hasn't had some good years in the league. McClain had 1 year where he averaged 18.2, and that was 93-94, while he was with the Washington Bullets at the time.
McClain has been on some bad teams, but he's always been an aggressive offensive player. People have not felt very good about his defensive abilities. Wallace can't get that ball under control inside. Sonics get it.
And Grant working extremely hard again, trying to get it back.
22nd time outside.
139 remaining you can come up with here. That's a good opportunity for us to let you know you can watch your Blazers take on the Los Angeles Lakers tomorrow night on Coin Channel 6 and the rest of the Blazers TV network starting at 7:30. That's at KOIN 6 tomorrow night at 7:30. Hope you'll join us, Steve and myself from Los Angeles. Then it's on to San Antonio. A couple of tough games, and then it's over to Denver for the makeup game. Golden Polonese. Sonics will send back Dale Ellis along with Polonese and Don McClain. And they'll also have Detlef Schrempf and Gary Payton in the game. Damon Stoudemire, Jay Owens, no Vin Baker. They're missing a couple of pieces they were going to count on at the start of this season. And the ball kicked out of bounds by the Blazers. And it'll come back.
Trip.
A trip. They call it trip on Rasheed. So Rasheed gets his first foul, and the Blazers their 5th team foul, and you put a good free throw shooter at the foul line.
He was the guy that nailed down the win for them last night when all the rest of the Sonics were struggling. Payton, Ellis, Percy Hawkins missing at least one, possibly 2 free throws against the Jazz. He came up, knocked down 2 of them. Last night, big win for them. You can see he had a perfect night from the line. Continues on with his first tonight.
Well, those big free throws last night came with 15 seconds left and gave them a 3.88-85 lead. And so he continues to shoot the ball well at the line. He's got 7. And Shrimp tonight, with his 2, has made a lot of free throws in a row. He's a very fine player. Has been for years. He had 18 points in that game last night. 49-43. Damon. And he's had a good first half. He's got 12. He's got 12 now. Under a minute to play here in the first half. 51-43. Blazers. They're getting 50 points and a half against Seattle is something you didn't hear about in the last 5 years. They won the division title 4 of the last 5 years. McClain on the miss. Rebound Rasheed for a moment. Payton's got it. Holding Polonese. And Shrimp with an easy pull-up. 9 points for Shrimp. Blazers lead 6.
Sonics got a good bounce that time. Wallace made a good aggressive rebounding effort. Couldn't control it. Popped right back, and the Shrimp had 2. Stoudemire looking to get it back.
And he does. He's got a terrific first half goal with 14. And Damon has made his last 4 field goals in a row. Last 4 field goal attempts. 53-45 by 8. Final seconds of the first half. Here's a guy you want with the ball in his hands if you're Seattle. Not Polonese, but Payton. McClain blocked. And that's going to do it to end the first half. Excellent hold at the end of the half as the Blazers block McClain's attempt and lead halfway 53-45.
Maggie Brown almost died today, but not fighting a fire. Her new doctor prescribed a drug that could have a fatal interaction with a medication she's already on. She forgot to tell him about it. Rite Aid's Life Check computer caught it instantly. No one makes more safety checks than Rite Aid. Life is filled with enough risks. Going to the drugstore shouldn't be one of them. Rite Aid, it's not just a store, it's a solution.
We help people breathe easier, but we're not doctors.
We teach self-defense, but we're not martial artists.
We help teenagers become safer drivers, but we're not magicians.
We help people overcome anxiety, but we're not psychologists.
We're Safeco agents.
How can we help you?
Toyota Sienna did better overall in Insurance Institute crash tests than any other vehicle tested, ever.
Okay, what do they eat? Zucchini? Nope, Kenny won't touch it. Or turnips, or broccoli. Wait, string beans. Out of season. Let's see, is Beth vegetarian this week? Whoa. No. Ta-da! And then she entered the land where she can do no wrong. They love this, then they love this. Accepting the award for Best Mother of the Year, me.
My dad was really good with his hands. Could have been a surgeon if he wanted to. He could hear a car driving by and tell you whether it needed a tune-up or if the brakes were starting to go. Doctors and lawyers would stop at his garage asking for professional advice. And after school, he'd let me watch him work his magic on cars. More than anyone, he taught me how to earn my customers' trust. Like Dad, I'm proud to be a professional auto technician and proud of the work we do.
CarQuest, the professional choice.
Halftime, ladies and gentlemen, this Wednesday night from the beautiful Rose Garden. Portland leading the Sonics 53-45. You know what's going to happen. Of course, Blazers get the victory. They'll have the West Coast #1 record. But they have the Los Angeles Lakers to face tomorrow night. And one of the leading scouts for the Laker organization, Chris Podakin, is with us here. He's scouting, obviously, the Portland Trailblazers. What impresses you the most about Portland?
I tell you what impresses me the most is Brian Grant. His hustle, his effort, his attitude is what we really need to match tomorrow night. Without a doubt, if we don't match that effort, we don't stand a chance. I think we'll match the effort.
All right, now tell me about your ball club. Everybody knows the whys and wherefores, the scenarios behind the scenes. No Rodman now. What about that chemistry?
Well, we're still hoping we can get it together. We have 4 games left starting tomorrow night, 2 against the Blazers. If we can come out with a good showing tomorrow night, we're hoping that's going to be the spark to ignite us. It's been a wild and crazy year. A lot of things we couldn't have expected. Meeting yesterday, and I think we've solved a lot of the problems. A lot of things are out in the open now amongst the team that we hadn't addressed before, and it was a very positive step. So I think that combined with 2 good days of practice, which is rare this year, and hopefully we'll be ready for the Blazers on our home court tomorrow night.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. More time. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, Chris Podakin from the Los Angeles Lakers. And Shots has a very special guest.
Don't pace yourself, guys. Just go for it. It's
Thank you.
with these Judge the best ribs in America. They must be able to knock down these rocks of ribs like this.
I got to put my jacket on first.
So, about 2 years old, and we've been calling that ever since.
All right, Ann, thank you very much for having a technical problem. But, ladies and gentlemen, you know what the deal is right here. Of course, we'll give you the halftime score, 53-45. And the leading scorer, I've got to get my cards ready because I didn't expect to come on very quick. The leading scorer is Damon Stoudemire. Is that correct? He's got 14 points. Now, one of you out there is going to get a chance to win this jacket, as we told you. I'll get ready to start your phone calls. It's 1-800-695-1190. The 14th caller will be the winner. It's the Coors Light halftime highlights. Eddie and Steve will be back shortly. Watch for the logo, and it'll be in the lower left hand.
You know what I love about being the beer man?
You stink, Wozniak!
The fans. Because when I'm pouring them a cold Coors Light, they're no more courteous, polite,
This team fights!
well-mannered people around. I'm giving them a frost-brewed beer to cool their parched throats. And hey, that's important when you're cheering for your team. Aren't they great?
Wozniak! I know where you live!
Someday, somewhere, you're gonna wish you had BP gasoline. BP is specially formulated to keep your engine clean for optimal performance. After all, he who hesitates is lost. BP.
Aviators, there was only one seat in the plane, up front. For today's business travelers, today's aviators, there is still only one seat in the plane. We know you want that seat up front. That's why TWA expanded our first-class cabins. We've added 60% more first-class seats. Transworld First. It's just one of the ways we recognize you, today's aviators.
We're TWA, and we want to be your airline.
I've been here living in Portland for 34 years, and I've seen a complete 180 turnaround what's happening in the community, block by block. they try to fix up the houses. And if 2 people in one block fix up their house, then pretty soon the pressure comes to the other people. Well, we got to do something about our house.
When you see your neighbor making improvements on their homes, you look at them and say, oh, that looks nice. I'm going to do that, too.
It just really gives you the pride. I own a home. That is my house.
The Fannie Mae Foundation.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Welcome back to the Rose Garden. The Portland Trail Blazers leading Seattle at the break, 53-45. Joining me, Bonzi Wells' dad. Go on. Nice to have you here. And I know this is your second trip to Portland. You tell me, father to son, how's Bonzi doing his rookie season? I know it's tough not playing a lot, but how's he hanging?
Well, he got some good people, the teammates really taking him under his wing, showing him the things to do in Portland. And being a rookie, you're going to have you take your lumps. And this is what he's going through right now. And it's a learning process. He understand the business part of professional sports now. He know he's going to have to practice hard like he is playing, so he can't relax at no time.
He's going up against some of the best guards in the business. And I mean, when he's up against Damon in practice, that's him earning his worth right there, isn't it?
Well, that's it. You know, last year this time he was sitting at home watching him. To be on the same court with him, it's unbelievable. It's a blessing. I'm here. Last year I was watching it, but Bonzi will learn, and he will. He's going to pay attention and learn all he can learn.
Juan, thank you very much for joining us. Good to have you here in the Rose City. Hope to see you again very, very soon. Thank you, sir. And fellas, back to you. I know you got lots of highlights to show us.
All right, thank you, Ann. And Bonzi Wells, I think, is going to be a player, Steve. Watching him over at practice and doing some of the things that he does, he's got a nice feel, nice instinct for the game. We'll look forward to seeing more of him in the future. Right now, however, the Blazers are seeing a lot of Damon Stoudemire, and so are the Sonics, and he has been terrific this first half.
Well, he came out with a very aggressive attitude. I think he wanted to prove that he's got a better game in him than he has shown in previous efforts against the Sonics, and dialed in on that medium-range jumper, which led to a few deep shots for him. But he's attacking the defense of Gary Payton, and that's one of the ways that you can neutralize Payton is to come at him, make sure that he has to defend, and if he is trying to pace himself, then you're going to get some chances to score. Stoudemire made the most of that first half of play. You look at all of his shots, all about in the same area, just inside the line.
7 of 11 in the first half for Damon Stoudemire. And another fellow who contributed when plays broke down right down at the end was Stacey Augmon. He made some big points for Portland.
You know, the book on Augmon is make him beat you from the perimeter, make him try to create shots, but he was up to the task tonight. And when Don McClain opened the door and let him in, he cocked a hammer and threw one down. He's always been a slashing, driving player, and that's the kind of play you want to take away from him.
On the Seattle side, the fellow whose shot has been likened to trying to catch a hummingbird because he gets it away so quickly, Dale Ellis, 13 off the bench.
Well, Dale Ellis has always been a terrific catch-and-shoot guy, and when he gets a good rhythm, he's a very dangerous opponent, and he had a good feel. I mean, Paul Westphal was looking for some offensive energy. Hersey Hawkins had a good game last night. Flat start for him. Ellis came in, really picked it up, and in a short period of time helped them get the lead before Portland took it back.
Now, Gary Payton's one of the leaders in the NBA in scoring, having his best scoring year, but tonight, he's only had 5 points in the first half.
This is a lot like the first game they played here. He had a quiet first half, and then he came out and aggressively looked for his own shot. I think that he was trying to make sure he got everybody involved. I think that he is going to, try to play that by ear, but he knows that if they're to win, he's got to lead the way. He's going to have to get some numbers. He's going to be the aggressor at the offensive end, so Portland's going to really have to be ready for Payton in the second half of play.
Interesting, active first half. Blazers 53, Seattle 45, and we'll have that second half when we return to the beautiful Rose Garden.
I wonder who that was.
Could have been that freak from work.
Hi.
Could have been a guy from the pet shop.
Or maybe it was your ex.
Here's an idea. When you miss a call, dial star 69.
Hi.
It phones whoever called you last.
No, I'm alone.
Star 69 from GTE. It's on your phone already.
If I was a window washer, an architect, a security guard, or a farmer, instead of a famous basketball player, would you care what I drink? Would Sprite not taste the same? Would I be doing this commercial? What do you think?
Shucks has the NASCAR Select Battery with 2-year free replacement warranty. And Castrol, just 99 cents a quart after rebate with coupon. More brands, more parts. Shucks, the place to start for parts.
With all the attention McGuire got last year, I got jealous. So this year, I'm going for the record. Maybe instead of the big unit, they'll start calling me the long unit.
The numbers are always interesting. So let's go in there and see how the Blazers did in that first half.
The Trailblazers started hot, cooled a little bit, then they really finished strong. The Sonics had a little spurt there in the end of the first quarter, but Portland dominated the scoring and shooting. Did a great job on the boards. Few more ball movement type of plays, but they only end up with one more assist than the Sonics. Turnovers, that's an even number for both teams tonight. Free throwing, the Trailblazers have yet to miss.
Didn't do much at the line, only 3 for 3, but hey, listen, that's a good start. Top performers, Dale Ellis and Damon Stoudemire leading the way.
Ellis with 7 and 6, Stoudemire with 8 and 6 to be the top scorers, but both of them very aggressive and looking for scoring opportunities. Sabonis had a very good first quarter of play.
We've said this before, whenever Dale or Gary Payton has a slow first half, look out, because he has a way of making things a little difficult in the second half. He knows what he has to do. Sabonis, in answer or response to what Steve just said, 14 minutes. And that's important to keep in mind, considering the days ahead for the Blazers. L.A. tomorrow, then on to San Antonio for a Saturday afternoon, and then a Sunday night game in Denver, and then right back here against San Antonio on Tuesday. So got to get him some rest. And Hersey Hawkins, who was 1 for 3 in the first half, missing, and Arvydas has got his 4th rebound of the night. And we are underway with Damon Stoudemire, Jimmy Jackson, Arvydas Sabonis, Brian Grant.
7 on the shot clock, mismatch here, inside and out. They go to Sabonis trying to draw a foul, can't get it.
Tippy-toe rebound by Arvydas on the bank. Tippy-toe again. And just taking over, and he just thumped Olden Polynice right on the dome. And a foul called on Detlef Schrempf. He's got 1, they've got 1, and here's what's happening in the NBA tonight.
Well, it's now a 2-game win streak for the Orlando Magic. Had losing 5 and then get a big win last night. Back it up tonight against the Wizards. Tied the Indiana Pacers for the lead. Milwaukee beating Toronto. Sabonis.
Ooh, that highlight hook. He had the ball in the cesta that time. Got a variety of hooks. Sometimes he comes straight over the top. Sometimes he drops down to the hip. That time was more of a highlight hook. Minnesota with a big win. As Hersey Hawkins gets to the rim and lays it down, and he's got 4, and the Blazers lead 55-47. Minnesota, Seattle battling for that last spot in the Western Conference. If it comes to a tiebreaker, Minnesota has the edge. They beat Seattle more games in their series. Arvydas tried to put it down and go back door and fouled on the way in. Now Olden, there they are. They don't, they've never really taken too kindly to one another. Polanese thought that maybe Arvydas punked him the last possession the Blazers had, so he tries to retaliate, and he's got 3 fouls.
The thing you want to do against Polanese is attack him. He's going to pick up some fouls, some cheap ones. The bonus continues on. Then he's got words for it. You play the game, and I think you play through and don't let a player like Polanese emotionally get to you.
He's the voodoo man, big bad voodoo daddy. Olden Polanese, 55. Technical foul for the Blazers to add to that 55-point total. Technical foul on Olden Polanese. So Jimmy Jackson, an 85% foul shooter at the line to try and add to the total. Let's see if the Blazers can go up by 9. He does. Very confident.
Well, you got to look at Olden Polanese. He's got his high school written on it. Players are very fond of writing on their shoes nowadays.
Well, in his case, he's got a lot to think about because I'm told he went a week ago. And on the miss, Grant goes back and gets it, stripped on the way up, and fouled on the play. Deadlift Shrimp. His foul, Blazers at the line. Brian Grant will go to the foul line.
One of the keys to beating the Sonics is to constantly attack them inside. They used to have shot blocking, particularly when Sean Kemp was there. They're not nearly as good off the ball in knocking things away. So if you can continue to just bore inside, get a chance to go to the free throw line, build on the lead.
No doubt that they're a different team from when Sean Kemp was there. They went to the NBA Finals 3 years ago. Brian Grant makes the first. This is a team that has put some very impressive numbers up the last 6 years. 55, 63, 57, 64, 57, and 61 wins. Who wouldn't be proud of that? And Grant makes them both. Very comfortable with him at the line also. He has improved considerably, an 82% foul shooter this year. 58-47, Blazers. Peyton Jackson trailing on the play. Off the screen, back to Shrimp. Grant got a piece of that ball on the way off the release, incidentally. Stoudemire, Grant's got 5 rebounds, or Damon's got 5. Bank hook on the fly by Damon Stoudemire. Now running banker, he's got 16. Blazers with their biggest lead in the ballgame. It is 60-47. The Portland Trail Blazers trying to put another notch in their belt and win number 34 tonight.
How do they do it? I hear they use real lemons. Here's the table you reserved. Nice hustle, Jimmy. Thanks, Grandma. It's just not fair. Looks like you just earned yourself 1 free lemonade.
We didn't invent great service, we just took it to new heights. Alaska Airlines, for the same price, you just get more.
Finally, spring's come to Portland, and you've got the fever to go. So let your Toyota dealer lead the way. With the trusty Corolla, now with some cool financing, like 4.8% for 48 months. Just 4.8 APR with this Consumer's Digest Best Buy for 2 years straight. No wonder you've got the fever. Life is good in the Northwest, so get out there and enjoy in a new Corolla. See your Portland Metro Toyota dealer. We're leading the way into spring.
Hey, buddy, what are you doing?
1190 KEX and the Blazers are giving away $10,000 cash to the fan who finds the hot seat.
You won't win this way. You need to go to the Blazers game. Save your ticket stub and listen to me at 7:20 the next morning on 1190 KEX.
You mean I only have to sit in one seat?
As long as it's not next to me.
Go to the Blazers game and your ticket could be worth $10,000 cash. Listen to Bob Miller weekday mornings on 1190 KEX.
Well, we have a winner of this jacket that Nanook wore up in the Northland somewhere. I've told you before that Blazer Vision is everywhere. Well, our winner tonight comes from Hawthorne, Nevada, the great state of Nevada, and his name is Jim Bennett. Jim Bennett from Hawthorne, Nevada got in. He's going to get this Blazer jacket. I know you're not going to be able to use it this summer, but it'll be good in the wintertime.
Gary Payton, played by Jimmy Jackson. Ellis to Shrimp, guarded by Brian Grant.
Well, Hersey Hawkins is out of the ball game. James Cotton making his first appearance trying to post Damon Stoudemire.
Block shot, Arvydas Sabonis. Keeps it in play, goes to Damon. Blazers on the push. Damon. He's confident. He's got 2 more. He's having a night of nights. He's got 18 points tonight. Damon Stoudemire. 62-47. Blazers by 15.
What Stoudemire has done to make himself an effective offensive player has been quick strike, open court, attacking, turnover, Walt Williams.
Oh, the Wizard! If he'd have made that one, this place would have erupted. He made a move, a show and no tell, and he is fouled on the way in. And Detlef Schrempf is complaining vociferously to the official. Walt Williams after the steal.
Well, Walt Williams is staying after this one, got it from Dale Ellis, and now he's in the open court, and you'll see why they call him the Wizard. On his own, attacking the defense of Detlef Schrempf. Schrempf thought he didn't get it. The officials say yes, the Wizard gets his first free throw.
And the Blazers bench erupted when they saw that move. Even if he doesn't score, that might be the BP move of the game. That's pretty sweet. The Wiz, playing incidentally some of the best defense I've ever seen him play in the years I've been watching him in the NBA. He had always had a reputation of not being much of a defender, but he has shown that he can do that also in his 7 years. He has 7 points tonight. Foul call on the play against the Trailblazers.
And check Jim Jackson, so they'll get a new 24 on that Payton drive.
Jackson with 1.
Right now, you're in bust-the-game open territory, so you want to keep your defensive energy up, make sure that every shot is contested, rebound the ball, try to push the other way. Schrempf going to go to the line.
And fouled by Brian Grant. Well, that's a panic shot. That's what happens when you get down and you're just trying to force something to happen. You cough it up any way you can. And Schrempf, being a very talented player that he is, knew that he would be able to make contact and get to the foul line on the Brian Grant foul, his second. The Rose Garden's accessible to people with disabilities. For accessible seating, call 503-231-8000 or TDD 503-231-1101. 64-48. Beautiful looking jump shot out of the corner. 66-49, Blazers. And Payton's miss gets his own. Quick. Schrempf.
This is the rebound that you want to get. The one that comes long and really starts a fast break for you. Walt Williams on the finishing end.
Walt goes down hard, gets up, he's okay. Here they come in transition. 68-49, a 19-pointer. Back to 17 on Cotton's little left-hander. When he throws it up soft like that, they've got to call it cotton candy. 68-51, Blazers. Every now and then. Stoudemire. 15-6 run, Portland.
Here in this quarter, they have not seen the shot clock go against them much. Sabonis can't finish that play. Sonics rebound.
Arvydas has 9 points. Schrempf, Cotton.
This is a matchup that they're going to try to take advantage of all night long, but again, Sabonis is over to help out on the block. Great pass.
Williams down Broadway. Yellow flip road. And there's nothing but rose petals down that boulevard. Trying to do it alone. Back to Schrempf. Detlef. Nice scoop to the hoop, and he's got 2. He's got 13 for the night. The Sonics, who last year won 61, at this stage of their schedule, this many games in, they were 35-10. Tonight they're 22-23. And Walt Williams trying to make it 22-24. And the Blazers now have a 20-point lead. 9 in the quarter for Walt, 14 for the night.
Well, a slow start for Walt Williams, but he's picking it up. Payton coming on his own, gets his first 2 of the second half.
73-55, Blazers.
And I think whenever Portland has a chance, they've got to continue to push it. Don't walk the ball up the floor. Sonics played a ball game last night, and they're beginning to show the effects. Dale Ellis picks up the foul against Walt Williams.
And now Williams and Ellis having some words as Ellis shoved Walt Williams. And Rasheed coming in, and that puts the Sonics in the penalty with 6:19 to play in the third quarter. They have committed their 15th foul. The Blazers just have 2. And Stepanya comes in the ball game now. Ellis on the foul. He's got 2.
Cotton comes out of the ball game as the Sonics go with a little bit bigger lineup. Dale Ellis will slide into the backcourt. Stepanya, Olin Palonese, and Flint will go up front.
Walt Williams, excuse me, Steve.
But Dale Ellis gets frustrated. I mean, all of a sudden, they had a chance to be in the ball game. The Trailblazers busted open, picks up a cheap foul, and frustrated by the call, Walt Williams with 11 and a quarter.
16 for the night, having another one of those games, quarters tonight like he had the other evening against Denver, where he had the season high 28.
But the Sonics are not going to be able to get back in the ball game with a half-court game. They're going to have to make Portland make some mistakes. They're going to have to get some cheap opportunities inside.
He'll challenge, but Walt Williams comes back, knocks it away. Back to an open Ellis for a moment. Luke can lead and travel with the ball. Turnover.
Now that possession would show you what it means to contest every shot or every play. The Sonics looked like they were going to be able to get a shot, but Portland was there at every turn and turned them away, and they don't get hurt.
And that's their 7th turnover. Arvydas Sabonis doing some good things at both ends. Now circling around, trying to get into position to receive, and there he is.
It's very tough for him to dance with the ball, gets it knocked away, gets it back, scores on Palonese anyway. But it's a big third quarter for the Trailblazers at both ends of the floor.
Sabonis, the greatest international player of the modern era, just voted that. His contributions to the game from an international player. It's quite an honor. Ball bang loose, picked up by Damon. He's got a streak ahead. Peyton on it. 5 from yesteryear. 79-55. Portland timeout. Back at the Garden, and the crowd is loving this. They've waited a long time to be able to drop the big hammer on the Seattle club. And they are enjoying now. .5:02 left in the third. Blazers with a big lead, 24, and Damon Stoudemire has been something else tonight. Our VP moved to the game. Remember, VP, we keep you moving. And it was one of those 8 turnovers that have led to 17 Blazer points that Damon finishes with right here. Well, that's nice when you can convert 8 turnovers into 17 points.
You look at Damon Stoudemire tonight, you see a different player than you saw against the Denver Nuggets on Monday. He was focused. He is really aggressive at both ends of the floor. A lot of good things have happened for him. And the Trailblazers want him to play this way the rest of the ball game. Another guy who has had very good, aggressive, offensive energy has been Walt Williams. And he has been moving without the ball. In the first half, he came out with the perimeter shot, wouldn't go, found his rhythm here in the third quarter. He has 11 in the quarter. John Crotty, Don McClain back in the ball game. Now, Eddie, you talk about resting people. One of the ways you can get people rest is to beat your opponent, beat them quickly and badly. And you don't have to worry about, well, is it a tough game? Do you have to go extra minutes? And Portland on the way right now. They got 26 points here in 7 minutes of play. Foul, Damon Stoudemire.
He kind of forearmed him, prevented him from going where he wanted to go to, and so Damon's got one. Blazers, of course, have been tremendous. One of the goals they had this year was to make it very difficult for people to come in here and win here at home. And so far, they have the best record in the NBA at home, 21-2. Cotton. And Cotton throws up a little of that spun glass, and he's got 4. 79-57. Blazers with a lead.
Now, you know, the Sonics are going to try to trap, and they're going to have a more energetic team out on the floor. What you want to do is move the ball, move people. Should be shooting blanks the rest of the 4 minutes of the third quarter. Stoudemire on the drive. Slapped out of there by Stepan.
Jimmy Jackson with 6.
Sabonis, 15th double-double of the year, 11 points, 11 rebounds now. You're looking to make your perfect bowling ball pass. Couldn't find anybody to slide it out.
I want to see another one of those highlight hooks. Here's Damon. Blazers with 28 points here in the quarter. That's a 2. They've outscored Seattle 28-12 here in the third, which has been a problem quarter for the Blazers this season at times, except for the last 2 games. Hogman on the entry pass with a steal. And the Blazers are absolutely phenomenal here. Damon again. He's got 2. You're going to stop him now. If you're Seattle, no way. He's got 25. Best shooting performance of the year for Damon Stoudemire.
Well, he's been looking for a bust-out game. Couldn't have come at a better time for him. Big trip ahead for the Trailblazers. They'll need that kind of aggressive offensive energy. 13 on the shot clock as Portland got a piece of that missed shot. Sonics get it back underneath their hoop.
Damon now with a season high, surpassing his previous season high by 2. Stepanya, the 7-footer, back to Crotty. Crotty runs into a logjam, and a foul will be called on the play. And this is a fella you don't want to put at the foul line because that's team foul 5 on the Blazers. So both teams are in the penalty.
Second personal against Damon Stoudemire, and John Crotty will go to the line. But it has been a energetic quarter for the Trailblazers at both ends of the floor. They've been aggressive in attacking the ball. They've been aggressive in attacking the rim, and they have a comfortable lead as the Trailblazers take the timeout.
So when we come back, 86% shooting John Crotty will be at the foul line for Seattle. And we have 2:53 remaining in what has been a sensational third quarter for the Blazers. And look again what they're doing to the team on the boards. 35-18. Blazer Dancers, they're into it. Let's find out what's going on.
Your Blazer Dancer.
Tickets are on sale now for next Tuesday's Blazers-Spurs game at the Rose Garden. The first 5,000 fans entering the north or south entrance of the Rose Garden will receive a Damon Stoudemire Blazers Buddy Doll. Tickets on sale at the Rose Quarter ticket office and at all Ticketmaster locations. Service charges apply at Ticketmaster. 224-4400. That's a good number to call. 224-4400. 84-58. The Trailblazers with a sensational third quarter. And 86% shooting John Crotty at the foul line. And makes them both. Well, Crotty's got his first 2 points of the game against his former team. Damon has been the man tonight. 25 points, 12 of 17 from the floor. Hot, step around, back to Arvydas Sabonis. And Jimmy Jackson with a long rebound over the back of James Cotton. Damon looking, like he wants to shoot, but Polynice is out on him. So they got a mismatch inside. Hey, there's it. There's the big guy. That's a shoulder hook right there.
Well, the Trailblazers have done everything right in the quarter. They make the good identification of the mismatch with McClain on Sabonis' back. He strinched that one in, and he'll have a chance for a three-point play. But the Trailblazers with a tremendous surge of energy and point production here in the third quarter. Sabonis with 7.
He's got 14 for the game. Crotty spoons out, and here's the rebound by Augment. Baseball's ahead to Damon at midcourt. Blazers outscoring the Sonics 34-14 here in the third. Pick and slip. Arvidas. Oh, how sweet that would have been. He'll go to the line, however. Beautiful execution by the point guard and the big man.
The Trailblazers, again, having fun at the expense of the Sonics. A second time this year where they really dominated them in the first half of the first game down here. They really had the Sonics on their heels here in the third quarter. They busted this game open, and it has been easy pickings here in the third. 2 minutes to go. Paul Westphal is saying, when is this quarter going to get over?
35 points here in the quarter so far, the largest scoring third quarter for the Blazers this season. 13 for 13 at the foul line, the Blazers, and Arvydas Sabonis, 16 points tonight.
Well, he's got 9 in the quarter. You got 2 players at 11 already. If Sabonis gets another, that will be 3 players with double-figure steal. Augment.
Look at the little man fly. He's got jets on his heels tonight. He makes this one. With Crowdy in his tracks, pushing him off the block, and he's got 27 and 13 in the quarter, and it's 91-59. Blazers add to their biggest third quarter of the season total. Stepania scoops it back to Olden Polynice. Augment, loose ball foul. It'll be called against whom?
Well, Don McClain is saying, I got to have this call. And but a lot of it starts with an aggressive attitude. You have that kind of attitude. You're attacking the defense. You keep them on your heels. More times than not, good things are going to happen for you. Polynice side of the ball game, Jelani McCoy.
In addition to the other numbers we've been giving you, we're throwing them at you with pretty much a barrage. This is the largest point total the Blazers have amassed through 3 periods this year. Previous high was 86. Jelani McCoy will come on, and Kelvin Cato for his first look tonight. Now, this was a big game as far as Mike Dunleavy was concerned. He wanted to get this one under his belt with those other teams idle that we told you about at the outset to try and put a little distance between himself and the other trailer, i.e. Utah, San Antonio, Houston, and the Lakers. 0 for 2, Damon again. Boy, that goes, and I'm going to just crawl under the table. I don't believe it. He has been sensational. Oh, baby! Oh, my goodness! Can I get a witness? Oh, John Crowdy got hit hard. He got hit hard, and he's down. He got squashed between 2 defenders, and he went down in a bundle.
Well, of Stepania, it's a great catch and drop by Wallace for his first 2 of the third. But on that drive, he gets knocked down, and then his head just bounces off the floor. And Frank Furtado, their trainers over there now, tell him, lay still.
Oh, boy, you could see that one all the way. He got grilled cheese on the way in, and down he went and off the floor with the head. Boy. John Crowdy, who is just a terrific guy, as most people who followed his career.
Well, you watch the drive. They come in, augment Cato, they get him, and watch, bang, there's where his head hits the floor, and that's really where the problem is for Crowdy. Got knocked unconscious almost, and the people are looking up there and saying they want a flagrant foul now. But they were trying to make a play on the ball, and his head just and body in a bad position hit that hardwood, and it really took a shot.
Well, we can remind you now that playoff tickets for games 1 and 2 of the first round are on sale at the Rose Quarter Ticket Office right now, at all Ticketmaster locations as well. Service charges apply at Ticketmaster. 1 and 2 on the way, and boy, they're going to be fun.
Hugh Evans is out there talking to Crotty, want to make sure that he's okay, and making sure that, hey, okay, you shoot the free throws. If you're not all right, let's get you out of the ball game. You can see he's teary-eyed. He really took a real hard blow.
And that is a rare occasion right there, when Crotty will go to the line and miss a free throw.
He's probably seeing 3 baskets up there. He doesn't even know where he is. And this shows the toughness of Crotty. He doesn't want to come out of the ball game. Gets the second.
He's a tough guy. He's looking around right now. He doesn't know where to look. They better get him out of there.
It's a good foul by Cotton.
The Blazers with a 33-point lead, 93-60, and Aaron Williams is coming in for the first time. Crotty goes to the side. Among other things the Blazers have done well, they've played the defense to the point where they've created offense because of the defense that they have put on the Seattle SuperSonics, who have turned the ball over 11 times, and it's resulted in 24 Portland points. They're going to take John out of here. He's going to go to their
he's got a little bit of a concussion, maybe bigger than that, but he right now does not know where he is. When he got off that floor, he just remembered he's a basketball player. They want him out of here. There's no sense in him sticking around. Stoudemire gets 2 more, 15 in the quarter.
29 for the night. Previous season high was 23.
And that should be the night for Damon Stoudemire when this quarter's over. Aaron Williams right at the rim.
95-62. Blazers as much as a 35-point lead. And they have really blown the lid off this beauty here in the third quarter. And they try to get the lob inside to Cato, but he took the great circle route and then his call for the foul.
Now Aaron Williams on the line, so Portland's going to get it back. He got that interception, but landed right on the line.
Oh, yeah, okay. Looked like that they were going to tag him with a foul. So the Blazers do get it back with 31.3 seconds. And there are the turnovers we talked about, 12 for Seattle. Blazers have it. Augmon to inbound with a 24-second clock. Damon. And Don McClain gets the rebound.
With the night that he's had, the crowd expects every Stoudemire release to go in now. McClain trying to attack near steal, and they do get it. Stoudemire on the sprint.
And again, 2 points off the turnovers. That's a number they want to talk about later on tonight and tomorrow, because this has been a most impressive defensive performance for the Blazers, creating turnovers that have resulted in points for them.
Well, Augmon is the guy that made the play. McClain on the drive gets the 2 to go in. That popped Stoudemire free. Stoudemire on the fly trying to get another one.
And stripped on the way through by Cotton. That will not count. And that'll end the third quarter. But what a quarter it was for the Trailblazers. They lead at 97.
Kosovo, the images are haunting and heartfelt. I'm John Marler.
And I'm Kathy Marshall from Channel 2 News. Right now, Northwest Medical Team's volunteers are giving emergency care, supplies, and a ray of hope to these desperate souls. But they need your help.
A small pledge from your heart can make a world of difference. Mail or phone in your contribution to Northwest Medical Team's Kosovo Relief Fund.
Help Channel 2 make a powerful difference now and into the next century.
Now, this ain't Altoona or Pawtucket, kid, no. Now you're pouring beer in the show. Well, not just any beer either. We're talking big leagues, kid. We're talking Coors Light. Wearing this tray out there is like waving a red flag at a bull. 40,000 thirsty fans looking for the coldest beer around. The Rocky Mountain refreshment of frost-brewed Coors Light. Think you can handle it, kid? Yeah. Hey, beer man! Hello, beer man, 3 right here. Beer man, I'm here, man. Rookies.
With AT&T Digital One Rate, this isn't just any phone. It's my Hey Rob, how's the powder in Utah phone. My I'll take red, no make that teal phone. My how are you doing in college phone. My can you deliver the piano on Tuesday phone. My Casey scored a gold phone.
The world of wireless has changed. AT&T Digital One Rate. No roaming or long distance charges across all 50 states. And with rates so low, AT&T could make your wireless phone your only phone.
With all the attention McGuire got last year, I got jealous. So this year, I'm going for the record. Maybe instead of the big unit, they'll start calling me the long unit.
What a night on Blazer Vision at the beautiful Rose Garden on a Wednesday night. Blazers keep this up. They will have the best record in the NBA as of the moment. And their biggest lead was by 35. It's now 97-64 going into the fourth and final frame tomorrow night. It will be in Los Angeles. Eddie and Steve.
All right, Chance, this is Blazers style. 97-64, Portland with a lead going into three. J.R. Ryder will be out there with Kelvin Cato, Jermaine O'Neal, Stacey Augmon, and Greg Anthony, and Damon Stoudemire with his 31 points tonight. The high game for a Blazer this year. Previous high was J.R. Ryder, and that was against the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas on a few road trips ago.
Well, how good was it for the Trailblazers? Stoudemire had 17. The Sonics had 19 as a team. So a 44-point quarter. Ryder comes with a deep three. What you want out of this group right now is to finish the game off in the same style. It's going to be difficult when you got such a big lead and everybody is going to think more about themselves at the offensive end. And what you got to do is move the ball, move people. The kid trying to go on his own gets fouled, sandwiched by Aaron Williams and James Cotton.
Cotton, who played at Long Beach State, 6'5", 220. They like him. He's a second-year guy. Only played a total of 33 minutes all last year. So anytime some of the rookies like Bonzi Wells or whomever the rookie might be complains about not getting any minutes, think about James Cotton, 33 minutes as a rookie and playing more time as a second-year guy. It takes a little bit more for some than it does for others. O'Neal misses both. Jermaine O'Neal going with Augmon and Cato on the front line, and they've got Anthony and Ryder at the guards. Cotton, Aaron Williams, who played at Xavier. Don McClain.
McClain was 1 for 10, and this is a guy that thinks offense all the time. He lost control of that ball. Augmon has done a very good job of defending against McClain. But McClain is one of those kinds of guys. He can shoot and shoot and shoot. Forget the percentage. He's going to keep it going as long as he's out on the floor.
With all the great players they have had at UCLA, this is almost hard to believe. McClain is their all-time leading scorer. They have had some good ones.
Well, he's a 4-year player.
Correct. Well, they didn't have to say that to spoil a good story. But it's true. You're right. Ryder. Good thought by JR. Picked up by Cato.
A little perspective here because the King went there.
That's correct. And he went there for 4 years also. So McClain really did earn his stripes.
Green played through.
That's good. He played on a freshman team that beat the varsity team with regularity when they scrimmaged. That was the excitement of that era. The UCLA freshman versus the UCLA varsity. Those were the big games of that season. Just to go out and see that terrific freshman group that they had with Kareem, then Lou Alcindor, Lucius Allen, and that group. 1 of 2 free throws, 98-64 Blazers in the fourth quarter. Give and go, James Cotton from Stepania. What do you think of this big guy, Stepania? Vladimir from the Republic of Georgia.
He's like most Europeans in that, they've got a certain skill level, but they don't have the toughness. But he looks like he's going to be a terrific 7-foot small forward if he gets a little bit tougher.
Cato knuckleballs it off the front of the iron. Blazers with a 44-point third quarter. 44-19 was the edge. And Damon almost scored as many as Steve mentioned as the entire Seattle team in that third quarter. O'Neal with a tough rebound. We had to reach back. Out ahead, Augmon. That'll go, and he will go to the line. And Stepania will get the foul. And we have a timeout. We're just under 10 to play. Boys are having fun. 166, Portland.
Come on over. Shania's coming to town June 24th at the Rose Garden. The Grammy Award winner live. Special guest, Leahy.
Still the one I want.
Hurry and get your tickets right now. And all Ticketmaster outlets are charged at 503-224-4400. Produced by Universal Concerts.
Whatever you do, don't blink. Real TV is the place to be, with amazing people and incredible events 5 times a week. If it's caught on tape anywhere in the world, you'll see it all right here. When it happens, as it happens, it's more than a chance to eyewitness the news. It's your chance to eyewitness life here on Real TV.
Heart disease is America's #1 killer, and exercise is one of the best ways to stomp out that statistic. That's why I'm inviting you to join me for the 3rd annual American Heart Walk. You can do a 4K or a 10K walk, or you can run. It's your choice. So give your heart a workout, come rain or shine, for a morning of exercise, healthy snacks, and prizes. For more information, call 233-0100. I hope to see you there, right?
The defense has been something to behold tonight.
You know, you always talk about defense and really what it means in terms of making your offense go, but when you can force your opponent into mistakes and you get early transition opportunities out of it, nothing but good things happen. In Portland, they had great defensive awareness and intensity. They really attacked the SuperSonics in that 3rd quarter of play, and as a result, easy pickings for them. And they blew the ball game open, and now it's a laugher. And the Sonics are sitting there. A lot have come down from Seattle, and you know what they're saying, that it's one game, but many feel this may be the end of an era for the Sonics, who have been the dominant team in the West over the last 6.
Yes, they have. They've won the Pacific Division title in 4 of the last 5 years. And Augman makes the free throw. So Stacey Augman has had a nice night. He's got 11 points tonight, and the 3-point play complete.
Well, Ed, I didn't say anything about you getting in the game, but this is your game. This is the time that they would let you in.
Ooh.
Grant went back there to get a uniform for you. They may let you run.
I love it. Blazers have been terrific taking the ball to the rim tonight. They're 44 points worth in the paint, 44-26. I can't wait. Give me a call, Coach. 44-26 in the paint. Jermaine, nice running hook follow attempt by Cato. In time, those will go for both of those kids. 101-66, the Blazers. Knocked away by Calvin Cato. There's Jelani McCoy from San Diego and part-time guy at UCLA.
The fans were on Dale Ellis. Dale Ellis, of course, told them it's just one game. The problem is, you know, you got one team that's up, really playing well. The other team that's struggling, that happens to be the Sonics. They can't afford to absorb beatings like this, closing the season out.
McCoy squares up, tries to take it in on Cato. Tough shot, Kelvin, good defensive position. Aaron Williams on the trampoline. And out of bounds, back to the Seattle SuperSonic. Williams, who played at Xavier, as I mentioned, had tryouts with Denver, Vancouver, Utah, and Milwaukee. And was a teammate of Brian Grant's at Denver. At Xavier, pardon me. There he is, Aaron Williams. And Walt Williams, no relation, gets the rebound. Stacey Augman's had a quiet, nice night. 11.7 rebounds.
He's had a terrific game. Scored some tough buckets early in the ball game. Did a terrific job defensively in that 3rd quarter play as they look to O'Neal against Jelani McCoy, 8 on the shot clock.
Anthony on the back door. Pick and slip, trying to go to Jermaine. Hangs onto it, has to fight to get it back. Fouled down deep. And so Jermaine in the well and fouled, and he'll go to the foul line.
One of the things that Jermaine really has to do is calm himself when he gets his offensive chances. He gets in such a hurry that a lot of times, even on tough passes that are controllable, he gets in such a rush he doesn't control the ball. That one was fortunate to bounce back to him, and he gets a foul back at the line. The last time he was 1 of 2, misses the free.
Paul Westphal is...
I missed them both last time.
Yeah. Paul Westphal's moved back into his chair on the Seattle bench. Almost like, well, not much you can do about these kind of games. And they've had good games against the Blazers, as we mentioned before.
Eddie, you're right. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, now he's moved forward. His team's got possession. 101 to 66.
It is almost a 50-point game.
What are you laughing at?
There's not much you can do.
Yeah, you're right. 101 to 68. If he could, he'd strap on a pair of sneakers.
You know, a wise man does not put on sneakers when your team's behind this far. You know, if you want to put sneakers on, that's when you get the lead.
Stepania.
Now you see, you know, the ability of Stepania is there, and for a big guy to be able to deal like that off the dribble tells you that the guy's got a real good talent level. He's got to adjust to the physical nature and the attitude that takes place in the NBA. He has a chance for a three-point play. This is a young guy.
Calvin Cato with it. McCoy sneaks in there very alertly, and they have it. They're out of free team fouls, by the way, and Cotton with a miss and the rebound, J.R. Wright.
You know, again, for Mike Dunleavy right now, he knows that his team's problem is going to be focused. The game is over. Now, what do you do to finish this game? You know, you want to move the ball. You want to move people. You want to try to keep your defensive energy and intensity up. Most of the times it breaks down. Walt Williams the foul.
It's 101 to 70 with 7:16 to play. And I think it should be duly noted in a moment here. And the foul charge to Walt Williams, who's got 2, and the Blazers now have 2 as a team. Should be noted that Damon Stoudemire's night did not go unrecognized. Gary Payton on their bench guarding the Gatorade. But Stoudemire working very hard before the game on a variety of shots. He's been doing that more often than he was early on. And it seems to have helped his shooting. Certainly has helped his confidence. He wants to get in one of those pregame modes where he works. It's kind of like batting practice in baseball. Go out there and try and get your eye, develop a groove, and the same thing here in basketball. Looks for the cutter, Anthony, busted up.
Well, it's a good idea, but that's what you want. In games like this, you want to move the ball, move people, make your scores easy. You know, the Sonics are going to try to prevent themselves from being totally embarrassed in the ball game. Cato picks up the foul, timeout.
6:47 remaining in the fourth. Blazers in control. Back here at the Rose Garden, the folks seem to be very satisfied with what they've seen tonight. And shots, what do you think?
I'll tell you what, I know Mike Dunleavy is loving it. And speaking of Mike, you know, he is a prime candidate for NBA Coach of the Year. And the Portland Trailblazers and their crack media relations staff is getting the good word out. Professor Dunleavy's science kit, Mike Briscoe included. Get it? Works at home and on the road. You got to love it. I mean, the main thesis behind this scientific theory is all about chemistry. The fact that Mike Dunleavy has taken this ever so deep club, meshed it together. They're all on the same page. They believe in each other. They believe in their roles. It's kind of like a chemical equation. Not that Snapper or Eddie would know anything about chemical equations. What do you think, guys?
Well, I'd say he's got his hand on the Bunsen burner. 101 to 72. Blazers with a lead in this one. There's a lady having a big time. Don't jump, honey. Tickets are on sale now for next Tuesday's Blazers-Spurs game at the Garden. The first 5,000 fans entering the north or south entrance of the Rose Garden will receive a Damon Stoudemire Blazers Buddy doll. Tickets on sale at the Rose Quarter ticket office and at all Ticketmaster locations. Service charges apply at Ticketmaster. 224-4400. 224-4400. There's Mike Dunleavy working overtime with that outfit he's got on tonight. Got an old Edsel with a color that coat that he had on. Used to call it custard and mustard.
You had an Etzel?
Well, it was one of those used cars, and to show you how good I was going, I bought it and it had a cracked block. It was the first time, it wasn't the first or last time I got hosed by a car dealer. 101-72, Blazers on top. Cotton. And he hits that one. James Cotton. Well, they're giving him a look tonight. He's got 10.
6 in the quarter. He's been their offensive energy. He has got 6 of their 10 points in the Trailblazers. And Dunleavy, what he's going to want from his team is a little bit of ball movement, player movement. Don't stand around and just pop from the outside. And they go back to Ryder.
JR with a 3. Oh, he wanted that one. And after missing 2 prior to this one, he hits this 3. He's got 6. A little pressure applied with the Blazers, working on some of their stuff that they want to use during the playoffs, I'm sure. Paul Westphal still trying to cheer his guys on a little bit. And the Blazers with a nifty 30-point lead in 5.
Like this, you're going to have a game like this, and what Westphal wants his team to do is just get through this. As I said before, the unfortunate thing is they're fighting for their playoff lives, and it's going to be tough to absorb a loss like this. Ryder comes back, he's got 5 quick points.
Every time he makes that shot, I think he's not going to be able to do that again, but he keeps coming back and doing it. That's one of the more difficult shots I think you'll ever see.
You're the guy that bought the Etzel, too.
I don't want to tell you how bad that car was. 106-74, Blazers. McCoy with a big throwdown. Jelani McCoy.
Now, they got some Sonics fans back here. They're still having a good time, but Cato turned him loose. He thought he was going to be able to get back and make a block, and McCoy surprised him with the throwdown. Walt Williams.
Way up on top, and Walt gets knocked down hard. Blazers have done a terrific job on the boards tonight also. They lead that category 46-30. And their defense off of turnovers, creating baskets off of turnovers, has been wonderful tonight. And Gary Grant, who's been over in Europe playing and has come back, signed by the Blazers this week, and having an opportunity to get some time in. And this guy can play some D2. Seattle turnovers. That's as big a part of the evaluation tonight, where you want to put gold stars up there. You give the defense a hand on that one.
The best part about this game is you don't see the Sonics again this season, unless you see them in the playoffs. But, you know, no team likes to be beat like this, and certainly if you were going to play them again, they would have some motivation to do better. McCoy can't finish.
Yeah, but then again, the Blazers have taken their lumps from Seattle time, so it's nice to put a pretty good whipping on them. But I hear you. They would be very quick to try and respond with their best effort. And hey, they came out of the shoot hard tonight. Blazers just took it to them in the 3rd. Ryder again. He's got another 3. Oh boy. They got this thing up to 111 points. I think that ties our previous high point total for the year. 111-76, the Trailblazers. Stepania. Williams fouled on the play, and it'll count. Aaron Williams will go to the line, fouled on the play.
Well, that's what they don't like about Aaron Williams. He's got a live body, a strong guy inside, quick offensive rebound, end of finish, and now they have a chance for a 3-point play.
We didn't see much of Hersey Hawkins tonight. He started, played a little bit in the second half, but they've not been able to do it, and they just lost too many pieces from last year. Sam Perkins, Greg Anthony, Nate McMillan's retirement, Walt Williams again. Boy, I mean, it's like money in the bank every time these guys are touching the ball, and the Blazers are having a field day, shooting 52%. 113-79, Blazers. Under 4 to play. Ryder trying to defend the 7-footer, and he's called for the foul. And that'll put the Blazers in the penalty situation. 113-79. I believe that this is a new high point total for the Blazers this year.
One thing for sure, the Sonics are not taking advantage of being at the line. Bad miss that time from Stepania.
And he missed it. So the Blazers now have tied their previous high of 113 points in a game. The next field goal would put them on top. And there it is. So 116 points. That's a new season high for points scored. The previous was against the Lakers on April 13th.
Ryder suddenly torching a three-point shot.
Well, the numbers are flowing tonight.
You know, normally in these kinds of games, what you look to do is to try to get the people that haven't had a chance to score the ball opportunities to score. Grant's, the Cato's, the O'Neal's. Cato misses his first, chases his second.
Blazers can do nothing wrong in the second half. And they lead it 116-79. And there are many reasons why they have put this one under glass tonight, as the Sonics have been circling the drain since the early moments of the third quarter. And they're going down. 7 threes in the game tonight. Big night for BP points for the Parks. And here's what it looks like. With those other teams sleeping, the Blazers have picked up a little room. This is the way it was going into the action, I believe, tonight. That's updated? Well, then the Blazers should have a half-game lead over the over the Utah Jazz.
Well, this game is not officially over.
Well, we're going to put it in the books. Antonio and Houston and L.A. have all dropped back a half game further. I'm an optimist, Steve. Tell me about that glass. Half full or half empty? Put a bridle on this guy.
Yeah, I love it, guy. 116-79. I'm an optimist.
Well, you said that this game's not over.
Well, you can't officially count
Well, I'm going to say it, okay? Oh, boy, I tell you what. Those seats over there, those people are sitting in are really green, aren't they, Steve? Yeah. Damon's mom and part of his family. Damon Stoudemire had a big night tonight, 31 points. Come to the Garden and enjoy yourself, and you can do it. Don't forget playoff tickets. Games 1 and 2 of the first round are on sale now at the Rose Quarter ticket office. You folks have had a whale of a time tonight. I wonder how many of these people in this crowd have made that trip up Highway 5 more than once and have come back disappointed in the last 4 or 5 years when this Seattle team has been so outstanding. But they're in the rebuild mode now and just trying to find a way to hang on to get into the playoffs some way, somehow at the bottom of the run. Cato makes good. 117-79, Blazers. People, do you really think understand what Paul Westphal is going through in terms of trying to rebuild this team, Steve?
Well, there are not that many, but you'd have to say how many care. In Seattle, there's a ton of people that care about what he's going through, and how they're trying to change during this transition. But if you're around the country, unless you're a Sonics fan, a lot of teams are saying, well, what about my squad? So Westphal asked for this job. Been a difficult one. Stepanya gets a goaltend against Cato and a score.
117-81. O'Neal with a pop out at the foul line. He spends a lot of time working on that shot before the game. There's Wally Walker. He is the general manager of this team, and he's taken a lot of heat also. But in chatting with him prior to this game tonight, he is still optimistic. He thinks he's got the right coach in Westphal, and they're going to try and regroup and build this team back up. 119-81.
Now, the most significant thing is what do you do now? You're at a crossroads. Do you make a move, maybe deal Gary Payton to try to help quickly turn this team around? Or do you say we've got to stay with Payton and Baker and add some appropriate pieces? Grant misses over the top.
That's their decision. Mike Dunleavy's decision has been made tonight. He's gotten most of his people out of the ball game with the exception of Ryder, and they're all getting a nice little rest because tomorrow night they're down in L.A. And that will be interesting to see how they respond after the Lakers have been whooped by the Blazers twice up here in recent weeks. So they're resting at home. Blazers hope to go down there and do a number as McCoy on the follow off the miss by Aaron Williams. McCoy with 9 off the bench, 119-93. And the Blazers now in the paint have seen that margin, which was big at one time, 44-22, lessen considerably. Cato
Nice
blocked by Stepania.
Showed the ball too early. Stepania's got some rangy arms, got a piece of that one.
These guys still playing hard, and they want to show that they've got a little pride and that they got some game. McCoy, he's shoved on the play by Jermaine O'Neal.
McCoy saying, give me. You know, I don't get much playing time, and I got one that bounced in. Foul before the shot, so Jelani McCoy will get 2.
"50 seconds to play in regulation. 119-83. And as the numbers continue to tumble, you can put this one down in the event that the Blazers are fortunate enough to score another pair. 121 points is the most scored by an NBA team in a regulation game this season. McCoy with an air ball. So if the Blazers can ring another one up, they will either tie or, on a 3-ball, surpass the previous high point total by a team in the NBA this season in regulation.
Coming back to Cato.
Kelvin Cato tries to get his miss. They have it with a half minute to play. We should have a heck of a good television audience to see that game down in Los Angeles tomorrow night on KOIN TV6. Hope that you'll join us. Ellis stolen away by the Blazers. Gary Grant. And they're going to sit on it. 12 seconds. And for all of our friends over at BP and the Blazers have teamed up to help refurbish the city basketball courts. This ball game is over. 119-84. The Blazers with a win. BP during games on the Blazers TV network. Tonight's game, the Blazers had 7 threes. That's another $700 to the BP Points for the Park program. So far this season, $9,500 has been raised for BP Points for Park. BP, we keep you moving. And the Blazers keep you moving also. They have had some game here tonight and are now 22-2.
It'll be loud in the Rose Garden.